All right, so as you can see, it does make the chime still right up here, right there on that speaker. It'll still chime a little bit, which is fine. I don't mind that. I do like having the indication, but for some reason, my car, the settings just don't let you make the volume lower on the chime with the settings. So that was the reason for that little guy. Very loud. That's all you get. Just like that. So, not for seatbelt purposes. I always wear my seatbelt. But sometimes I have a locked garage, and I'll just leave, excuse me, my remote inside the car, so I can just get in and go. But can't do that because even if you take the setting from the car to turn off the key detection, it'll still do it. So settings are useless in this car. Love the car otherwise, but yeah, that's just the way it goes. So installed this. Not terribly difficult if you're used to doing like car stereo installs or if you've ever taken a door panel off. But this is just a quick kind of rundown on how to do it. I'm not going to take the door panel off again because it was honestly probably the hardest part was taking this, was putting this back on, because there's these little clips on the top that need to sit in perfectly, and then you have to push them in, and then you could just, you know, kind of pop in the rest of the door panel like you normally would. But yeah, that top part was kind of a pain in the butt because this little thing likes to flop down, and then you gotta keep it in the hole while you're trying to put the clips in. So I found it a lot easier to do it from the outside, but I'll at least show you the tools that I use so you can maybe take a crack at it. It's just one, let's see, it is 1/7, number 7. And all you have to do, you need something like this, or like a knife, to take out one bolt here. This whole thing comes out. You just get your knife and just kind of pry it out. And then there's 2 more under there. Take those out, get a tool, like a panel removal tool, and start somewhere here or here. You kind of just like pry it up with your tool, and then find out where your fasteners are, pop them off, and you'll pull up from the bottom, keep pulling. It all just kind of pop off after you remove the screws, and then you kind of like angle it up and out to get this out. I'll also send you a video to the, there's a guy named JR Go on YouTube who does this stuff, and he has a video on how to take the door panel off. So these are the parts that I used. I just used one of these little guys, and I actually got sick of the blue, so I just kind of put some black paint on that one just because I don't like the blue. But yeah, it's super simple. All you do is whenever you gain access to the speaker itself, you will cut one of the wires. It doesn't really matter which one, because all you're going to do is be completing the circuit with this thing. It's super simple. You just get a couple of these little spade connectors, maybe some 16 gauge wire, even 18 gauge wire is probably fine. And you don't need this one. This one's just for the light, which I didn't want because it's obnoxious. It's super bright. Yeah, and then you just put that in line. This one will go through to one side of the speaker, and the other one will go towards the amp side. And then you'll just flip it, and it'll turn the speaker on and off like I showed in the beginning of the video. So you'll put that in line. Whenever you open up the door panel, there will be a little clip connector on the speaker to take the speaker wires off. So you use a tool like this just to get that red part up, and then you squeeze and you take the entire thing out. Give it a snip. Add these guys onto there. You will probably have to get quite a bit of extension wire, like maybe a foot or so will give you enough space so that you can run the wire up through here to put onto the switch. So you'll also need to, actually, I'm sure you guys are wondering like the best way to put that in. That actually isn't like that wasn't my original intent location. I wanted to put it here so it was more hidden, but my wife drives the car a lot, and I don't think she would even it would be hard for her to access that. So I put it here just for ease of access. What I did was measuring tape to measure your equal distances and get this thing centered. And then I use just a drill bit to make the starter hole, and then drill with a depth of about 7/8. So you're gonna need one of these little it's called a step drill bit, and you'll just get into there, either from the back or from the front. You'll use almost the entirety of this. I think I stopped like around right here, but you want to just go a little bit at a time, because once you make it too big, then this won't sit tightly anymore, and you can't really, you could take material off, but you can't add it back. So yeah, those are the only tools I used, and use one of these guys to strip the wire, and use one of these solder seal connectors. Highly recommend these. These are awesome, because whenever you make a connection in the door, it's constantly being slammed, and you want it to be secure. So yeah, these are cool. You just kind of put this on your wire, and then you use a lighter to heat up the surrounding material. It insulates the wire. The solder goes into the wiring, the wire connection, and it just makes everything super solid. So yeah, the only downside is whenever your speaker is off, then you don't hear anything from this speaker, but this is the 2nd gen with the Bose system, and I don't even really notice the speaker off, but I like having the option. So yeah, it's nice, because with the settings in this car, I just cannot make the chime lower, and I do deliveries with my wife, and I don't want to have to turn off the car every single time I get out of the car. I like leaving my key in here sometimes while it's in a locked garage, so I can just get up and go. Yeah, definitely not for seatbelt purposes. I imagine if you're trying to delete your seatbelt, you're just going to get one of those delete dummy things anyway. So hope this helps. I will send you a link to the video to remove the door panel. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps someone.